It's no secret that landscape is a core aspect of New Zealand cinema. But why is this? For starters, film equipment was extremely expensive for early New Zealand filmmakers. What little they could afford barely competed with the technology of the times.
This girl is a Maori. Her name is Rawi.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
Because of this, they had to be very picky about what they chose to shoot, and mostly resorted to filming the landscape, as that footage could be reused and sold to a number of potential customers. This was the beginning of New Zealand being internationally recognized for its scenery, an aspect of national identity grounded in a colonist perspective, where the location is rarely seen as a place of individuals and instead as a spectacle. New Zealand's recognition for its scenery reached extreme popularity because of The Piano, although that wasn't the film's intention. While it does frame the landscape beautifully, the film's themes are not centered around making the audience fall in love with the scenery. Rather, this is a side effect of us identifying with the main character, Ada. She is from Scotland, and as such, the film is framed to follow the thought process of someone new to the country. The landscape is a hindrance for her at first, but she eventually reaches peace by getting together with someone more local than her original English suitor, framing the people that accept the land as good, and those that fight it as not so much. All of this tricks the audience into feeling like they have journeyed to and grown in this new land alongside Ada. It is that effect that has made the New Zealand landscape all the more impactful and iconic.
Excuse me. I wonder, could you tell me, is this where they make the film, the piano?
Oh no, that's the next door beach, Karikari.
The New Zealand Film Commission became increasingly aware of the beach's iconic nature, and utilized it to their advantage. This eventually turned to a massive focus of attracting tourists, and I think you know what came out of that. The rise of Lord of the Rings led to a commodification of the landscape, as New Zealand was practically rebranded as the home of Middle-earth.
Thank you for embarking upon your journey with Air New Zealand. May your path always be guided by the light of the stars, and may the future bestow upon you all the happiness and adventure our Middle-earth has to offer.
It is here that we get what New Zealand landscape symbolizes in film: enlightenment through escapism. And while tourist promoting material does this by presenting New Zealand as a paradise, feature films tend to do this by portraying the landscape as a place of adventure and overcoming obstacles. This stems from a two-pronged national identity of the country, from the Maori perspective of being one with the land, and the Pakeha perspective of taming the land. Films such as Trial Run, The Lost Tribe, and Vigil separate their protagonists from civilization into spaces where the land appears formidable, uncontrollable, and alive. This remains a utopia of expressive adventure, despite delving into darker themes from time to time, and it instills an intimidating impression on some. In spite of this, the New Zealand landscape is seen as an escape from repressive, monotonous life. People turn to the landscape in search of more than this provincial life. True, it isn't always ideal, but the New Zealand landscape conjures up feelings of excitement and adventure, one way or another. It conjures it up so well that filmmakers from overseas commonly choose to film in the landscape of Aotearoa. Much like the colonists of the past, the untouched, varied environments attract and overwhelm these filmmakers, as they are able to set their work wherever they please. Films set in Middle America, feudal Japan, far-off planets, or fictional realms are all shot in New Zealand, capturing its sense of adventurous wonder. In addition, it's interesting to note how many films in New Zealand involve the supernatural. Magic realism has sometimes been viewed as a post-colonial fictional model that introduces the inexplicable into everyday life, in order to subvert the rational regimes of Western civilization. Landscape filming is effective because it allows people to connect with a place far removed from their own, as it is a celebration of the 3D space. A colonial perception of the natural landscape has made New Zealand the ideal location for visually stunning otherness, and a central element of any New Zealand film set there.